Vertical is your denominator equal to 0.
Okay. So vertical asymptote is the one we can say it is an x value which is restricted from domain. Okay. While horizontal asymptote, same thing, y value which is restricted from range. This thing you will find even in the earlier lecture videos and earlier lecture notes. So if you want to revise anything, you can do from there also. Lecture video, like Ashima, whenever you are watching, just watch it at 1.5. Okay. Even if you can finish 2, you can do it at 2x also. Okay. If you'll watch lecture videos at 1 at a regular speed, then you will get bored. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So these are the two things we have to follow. So indirectly, I have to first find domain and range for this function. Then only I'll be in a position to find both the asymptotes. So domain is pretty much direct. I can see that x is equal to phi is not possible. Even in the question, they have given that. So I can just write x is equal to phi as vertical asymptote. While for horizontal asymptote, since in this question calculators will be allowed, so you can just plot it in the calculator, or if you want to go with manual method for practice, so you have to first find the range, and from range you have to do the same thing as we did for domain. Okay, so from here, how do we find range? Raghav, any idea? How do we find range?
So I'm just putting the workings in the what's it?
Okay. Ashima?
By making y the subject.
Okay, correct. We are just doing it for practice, but for this particular question, you can also draw the graph in the calculator and check the range directly. You can get vertical, horizontal asymptote both like that. But anyways, in the next part of this question, they are asking us to find F inverse. So over there, we have to do this working.
So I think in school we did a method where we just divide all the values by x, and that's the horizontal asymptote.
Divide all values by X.
Yeah, he's talking
Yeah.
about putting the limit to x. That's what I was telling you last class as well.
Yeah. I mean, we get the same value, so I guess the method shouldn't be a problem, right?
X tends to infinity, you are saying? Limit X tends to infinity.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, with that also we can get it. Y minus 3x is equal to 1 plus 5y. X is equal to 1 plus 5y over y minus 3. So basically y is equal to 3 is that asymptote. Now if I follow the same thing by using limits. So limit x tends to infinity of this 3x plus 1 over x minus 5. Whenever we have such type of limit, we divide both numerator denominator by x. We tend to create 1 by x type of terms. So that will give me 3 plus 1 by x over 1 minus 5 by x. And on putting x tends to infinity, I will be left with only 3. So y is equal to 3. Or we can say the limiting value of this function is 3. that will be the horizontal asymptote. Yeah, we can go with that. So horizontal, vertical asymptote are done. In the second part, we had to find the inverse. So we can find inverse also. What else was there in this question? Find the equation of horizontal asymptote for F inverse.
Sir, I had a question. How do we find the range of the original f of x equation?
The range of fx.
Yeah.
Range of fx is same as domain of f inverse x. Okay.
Right. But if I just had to find the range of that equation, then how would I find it?
From there directly we cannot find the range. We have to first convert it. Like we have to change make x the subject. The process
And
what
then put it
for f.
again.
Yeah. So after getting f inverse, we will find the domain of f inverse because there is no specific method to find range. Okay.
Okay.
The way we do domain for fx, we have to do domain for f inverse. That will be the range.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Find the equation of horizontal asymptote of the graph of f inverse. We already have the answer for this. It is just a matter of knowing the fact that what is horizontal asymptote for f inverse. Yes, any one of you can guess what will be the horizontal asymptote for f inverse? Look, horizontal asymptote for a function is the y value which is restricted from range. So horizontal asymptote for f inverse will be actually the vertical asymptote of f. Because if I talk about range of f inverse, it will be the domain of f. Okay, range of fx is domain of f inverse. So if I just do the opposite, then range of f inverse will be domain of fx. So the value which is restricted from the domain, that will be the answer. So it will be,
A horizontal asymptote of f inverse is equal to vertical asymptote of f of x.
we can say that.
Okay. What if you were saying something about domain as well?
Yeah, I was saying that domain of f inverse will be same as range of fx and vice
F of x.
versa.
And then range of f inverse would be the domain of.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just understand it in one way. With one way, you can just get through everything, whatever they ask. Raghav, this answer you have given for what?
For the horizontal asymptote.
Okay. What is the domain for f inverse? Oh, sorry. What is the domain for fx? Or in simple words, what is the equation of vertical asymptote of fx?
X is equal to 5. X can't be equal to 5, but x is equal to all way.
So when we have to write horizontal asymptote for f inverse, it has to be y is equal to 5. Okay, horizontal asymptote of f inverse will be same as vertical asymptote for fx.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
my bad. I didn't understand the question.
But are you clear with the concept?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, are you guys aware with even and odd functions? Like, have you heard about even functions, odd functions before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything you remember, Ashima?
I wasn't there in class in that whole week because I had other exams from school. But
Okay.
I know. Wait, 1 second. I'll take my book and then I can tell you.
No, it's okay. You don't have
Oh,
to in the book.
it was a pattern of something. I don't remember though, but we
Okay.
learned it.
And Raghav, do you know anything about that?
I don't really remember. I think we did it in school once, but we didn't really focus on it.
Okay. So before moving on with the question, just write that as a concept. Y is equal to fx is even if f of minus x is same as fx and it is odd if f of minus x is same as, not same, it is minus of fx. Okay, the best example to understand that is if I say y is equal to x square. Even if you do y is equal to minus x whole square, it will be same as x square only. So I'll write like this. If fx is equal to x square, then f of minus x is also equal to x square. That's why x square is an even function. And another simple example for odd function is x cube. If I do f of minus x, it will be minus x cube. And that is how the odd functions are. Okay, so when we have to prove that it is an even function or odd function, we have to just take minus sign with x and see whether it is coming positive fx or negative fx. Okay, as of now, nothing else is needed for even odd. If anything else will be required, I'll tell you on the spot. Okay, they have applications in graph also, but right now we are not going into that. So now let us apply that thing over here. Prove that f is an even function. So all what we need to do is we need to find f of minus x and show that it will be equal to fx only. And if you look at the function carefully, it is quite evident by observation only.
Can we just simply say that f of 4 is equal to 0 and f of minus 4 is also equal to 0? That's why it's going to be even.
Don't prove it for any specific value. You should prove it in general. F of minus x will be, you have to just write like this. And then it will be same as 4x square minus 128 over x square minus 16, which is same as fx. So that's why f of minus x is equal to f of x. Hence, it is an even function. Now, next thing is to sketch the graph of fx. Okay, this is a calculator question, so please don't waste any time doing it manually. Most of the graphing questions will come with calculator only. Okay, so just put that in the calculator, and while making the graph, you have to label x-axis intercept, y-axis intercept. If there is any vertex, all these things you have to label properly. Rest, you can just draw a rough figure. Okay, so you can do it at your end first. Show me the picture. Once we are done, you can just send it on the WhatsApp, and then I'll show you over here. Okay, I'm more interested in labeling it properly because drawing the graph can be done using calculator. So take 2-3 minutes and do it fast.
It is 3, right?
Horizontal asymptote will be 4. Look at the function.
Oh, sorry, that one. Right.
Rishon, do you know this method to find horizontal asymptote? Extends to infinity of this function.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Graph is done, write down the range. So range means we should just have that horizontal asymptote. And even from the graph, it is evident that y is equal to, in fact, can I say that y belongs to all r except 4 for range, or that will be wrong? So range will be
I
written
think
in
you
two
can say
parts.
that because looking at the graph, it's not possible for it to go any other way.
No, actually, this is not wrong, but this is not complete.
So
Okay.
there are more values that are
Yeah,
not possible.
there are more values in this range which are not possible. Okay. So if you want to write like this, then you have to literally write in this way: r minus 4 to 8. Okay. Try to understand the brackets carefully. I don't want 4. Y is not equal to 4. We know that it is an asymptote. So that's why 4 is excluded. Like when I'm doing the R minus means I am subtracting this interval. So in this interval, if I'm taking 4 means 4 will get subtracted. That is what we want. And similarly for 8, if you look at the graph, 8 is a possible value. So we cannot include 8 in this interval. If I will include 8 in the interval means 8 will also get subtracted from real values, which will be wrong. So this is one of the way. If it seems complicated, then you can go with y is less than 4 or y is greater than equal to 8. You can write range in this form as well. So whichever you are clear with, you can go ahead with that. So is it done, everyone?
Yeah, sir.
Raghav, Rishon, any doubt?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. So one last question we'll do from rational functions, and then we'll move on to some other topic. Now in this question, calculators are not allowed. So if it is not allowed, then how do we do it? So we should have the horizontal asymptote vertical asymptote, then x-axis intercept, and y-axis intercept. Okay, with this much, we can very easily do whatever they are asking. So horizontal asymptote, if I divide both numerator denominator by x, then y is equal to 4 is the horizontal asymptote. 4 over -1 to be very precise. So y is equal to -4 will be the horizontal asymptote. If there is anyone who is not clear with -4, you can ask now only. -4 is clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Sir, can you explain that?
Ashima, what about you?
I got it, sir.
Okay. So Rishon, look, if I am applying limits, then I'll divide both numerator denominator by x. So I will get 4 over 5 by x minus 1. Now when I put x tends to infinity in this, I will get 4 over 0 minus 1. 5 by infinity will be 0. So I will get 4 over -1. And that's why it will be -4. Okay, so y is equal to -4 is the horizontal asymptote. For vertical asymptote, it is clearly mentioned x is not equal to 5. So x is equal to 5 is vertical asymptote. If I want to find y-axis intercept, I'll put x is equal to 0. So if I put x is equal to 0, I'll get y as 0 only. And for x-axis intercept, if I have to find the roots of this, then that will also be x is equal to 0. Okay, so 0, 0 is a point from where for sure this is crossing. So that will help me a lot to draw the graph. Okay, with this information, if you guys can just try to draw the graph, give it a try. I'll give you 2 minutes. After that, if any one of you is done, you can send me. Otherwise, I'll do it. X is equal to 5 is one of the asymptote. And y is equal to -4 is another. Okay. Now, firstly, since both x and y axis intercepts are 0, so one branch of the graph has to cross the origin. So I hope everyone is clear with that. Let me check what Ashima has sent. Ashima, have you sent anything again? No. Okay. So one branch has to cross the origin. So it will be somewhat like this. Okay. Both x is equal to 5 and y is equal to -4 will be asymptotes. It is crossing through origin. So we have considered horizontal, vertical asymptotes, x-axis intercept, y-axis intercept. Okay, but there has to be another branch for it. Now the another branch, what are the options? If you will draw that branch like this, as what Rishon you have drawn. Okay, the only difference is that you are not extending it above x-axis. But if it is drawn even like this also, it will be extended for sure. And if it is extended, it means it is crossing x-axis around this point, which is not correct. So that's why this branch is not possible. Okay, another branch is possible considering both the asymptotes and no other intercepts is only possible here.
So isn't there like a general rule that if you put in an x value after that, like if you put x value as 6 in the equation, you'll get like a negative value. So you have to put it over there like that.
You can check like that also. With the
So, but
value
that's the thing,
here for
that's the rule,
sure.
right?
Huh?
So, but that's the rule, right?
Look, for drawing the graph to get that it is there in which quadrant and where it is, there is no fixed rule. Okay, like right now, I didn't use any of the rule. I just used my basic understanding that it should not cross any of the axes and it should have these two as asymptotes. So this is the only option. Even if I draw the
Yeah.
other way, let's say I'm not using what you are saying, and I'll draw the other way. If I'll draw the other way, it means it is crossing the y-axis at this point, which is not possible. We have seen in the equation initially only that y-axis intercept is only 0. So this branch is also not possible. So the only possibility will be this one. Okay, and for confirmation, for sure, you can place any of the value. But for that also, you should be sure that the value of x should be greater than 5 and y should be less than -4. If you are so sure that it will be like this, then there is only one option. You don't even have to check it. Are you getting?
Yeah.
How many of you understood this thing? If you are sure about that x will be greater than 5, y will be less than -4, then I may not check 6 and -5 or whatever. I may not check for any of the coordinate. If we are sure, we can by default draw here only. Overall, if there is any question connected to this graph, please ask.
Understood, sir.
Okay. So, Hashima, what was the problem? Like, what was that which you were not able to
I
figure?
didn't know which side to draw those lines on.
Okay. So let me write down few general steps. Whenever you have to draw any of the graphs from scratch, what are the things which you must know? So first thing is, you should know x-axis intercept. X-axis intercept in simple words are also called as roots or the solution of the equation. You should know y-axis intercept. Y-axis intercept is obtained by putting x is equal to 0 in fx. Okay, and this is obtained by putting y is equal to 0 in fx. Okay, then number 3 is horizontal asymptotes. Number 4 is vertical asymptotes. And number 5 is common sense. According to me, number 5 is most important. Okay, because when you will have general understanding about the topic, I'm not saying common sense, which is in general. Common sense means general understanding about this topic. If you have that, then you may not have to try any of the coordinates, but it is absolutely okay even if you're trying the coordinates and getting it correct. Thing is, you should get it correct. If you're using the first 4 and then you have to use one of the coordinate to check or to verify, it is absolutely fine. But as I told over here also, if we check in general that x-axis intercept, y-axis intercept were 0, 0, so we have already seen that. Horizontal vertical asymptotes we have already considered. So then after considering everything, this is the only option. Whether you check the point or you don't check it, if you understand like this, then you will automatically get this branch on. Okay. If there is any other question, Rishan, Ashima, Raghav, you can ask.
No, sir.
Raghav, Rishan, everything clear?
Yes, sir.
So sketching is done. Find an expression for f inverse x. This is easy. Okay, so now we'll focus on B and C.
So would this be considered an even or odd function?
This will be, we need to check. By appearance, it is an odd function, but still we should never
Yeah.
go with that. Okay. And yeah, all the functions it is not necessary that they will be categorized into even or odd. Okay? There are
Okay.
functions which are neither of them. So we'll check. I think it is neither of them. Okay? So if I do 4 of minus x, 5, so it is minus 4x over 5 plus x. I cannot write this thing as minus of fx because this middle minus sign has got changed now. Okay, so this is neither even nor odd.
Okay.
Okay, such questions will not be asked. They will only ask the question regarding even and odd when it is either of them. Otherwise, they will never ask.
Sir, can we do part B as well?
Yeah, we'll do now. We are doing part B only. I'm just writing this function so that I can get rid of the initial part. So y is equal to 4x over 5 minus x. If you want to find inverse only, then you can interchange x and y at the first step and then make y the subject. 5x minus xy is equal to 4y. Four plus x, it is better to write as x plus 4. It's not different, but psychologically we are more acceptable towards x plus 4. So f inverse is 5x over x plus 4. If that is done, then for part C, I'll wait for your answers because we need to just equate both the equations and get it done. Okay, so we may get a quadratic. So you have to just solve a quadratic and get x values.
1 and 0.
Okay, 1 and 0 are right. So 5x over x plus 4 is equal to 4x over 5 minus x. 25x minus 5x square is equal to 4x square plus 16x. So 9x square minus 9x is equal to 0. 9x common, x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now there is one small point which I want to make you understand, everyone. Okay, though you have got correct answer, but I have seen many students cancelling these x's like this. What's wrong with cancelling the x's like this? Can anyone of you tell me?
Sir, because if you cancel it, then you need to multiply it with like if you take 5x and then you cancel it, you also need to multiply it with 5 minus x.
No. What you
It's
are
in
trying to say
the
is,
not the denominator.
yes, Ashima.
It's because it's in the numerator, not the denominator. It would make a difference if we cancel it in the numerator.
Even if it is in the denominator, then also it will make a difference. Okay, so this is not the reason. The reason why we should not cancel x's like this is from since we are solving the equation. So whenever we solve the equations, if we are canceling the terms like this, then we may lose some solutions. Okay, I'll show you what I'm saying. Let's say if I cancel the x, mathematically I have not done it wrong because I can divide both the sides by x. It is absolutely fine. I can divide both the sides by any of the number of my choice. So if I divide both the sides by x, x will get cancelled. So mathematically, this is not wrong, but it will lead us to only one answer. How? After cancelling the x's, if I just multiply the brackets, I'll get 25 minus 5x is equal to 4x plus 16. And that will give me 9x minus 9 is equal to 0. And you can see that I have got just one answer, x is equal to 1. The reason for this answer is we earlier cancelled x from both the sides. And now you can see what you have done. You have done it correct, but just understand both the things with reason. So x minus 1 are the two factors. X is equal to 0 and 1 are, both of them are the answers. So if we cancel the x's, we will get only one answer, and it happens all the times whenever we are solving any quadratic type of equations. Okay, so this one is not preferred. I'm not erasing it because you should know that this is a mistake and this is right. Good part is all of you have done it correct. So we can move on. Next part of the question was solve the inequality. So originally function is 4x upon 5 minus x. 4x upon 5 minus x. This is in the mod. Okay. Now, before moving ahead with this, I would just like to tell you one thing, that whenever we are solving for mod x less than a, if mod x is less than a, then x will be between minus a to a. If mod x is greater than a, then x will be either less than minus a or x will be greater than a. Please note it down as a general concept. When we are solving modulus functions, we should know this thing. So I have mod of this thing less than 8 by 3. So first step will be 4x over 5 minus x is between minus 8 by 3 to 8 by 3. After that, how do we solve this inequality? Any one of you have any idea? Let's make it more simple. Instead of 4x over 5 minus x, if I write fx only, then can any one of you tell me that what can we do over here?
So I did not understand how we got the formula though.
Which formula?
So the modulus of x, if it's lesser than a, then it will be like this. If it's greater than a, it will be like that. So can you?
I'll explain you that first. Any one of you can tell me that what how the graph of mod x looks like? Graph of mod is a V-shaped graph which looks like this. Okay, this is a basic requirement. Everyone should know this. Now, when I'm saying mod x is less than a, okay, so indirectly I'm saying y is less than a. So y is equal to a. Let's say this is the line we are talking about. This is y is equal to a, and we are talking about y less than a. So y less than a means if I just project these points, so can I say that this will be minus a and this will be plus a? I will get y is equal to a only when x value is either minus a or plus a. So these values are minus a and plus a. Okay, till here, is there any question or any doubt?
No, sir, this makes sense.
All are clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Now we are looking for an inequality less than a. Less than a means we are looking for which region? We are looking for this region. And in this region, if you look at the x values, so I can say that if mod x is less than a, then x has to be between minus a to a. It's not a result, okay? It's an observation. We are remembering it as a result, but we can observe it in the graph. So the x values are lying in this range for y less than a. Similarly, if I'm talking about y greater than a, then if the value y is greater than a, so I can say that I'm talking about this region. Greater than a means the top one. Okay, so it is either x less than minus a or it is x greater than a. So that's why when mod x is greater than a, we write x is less than minus a or x is greater than a. Inequalities will be our topic and focus for the next lecture also. Okay, I'll tell you some more facts about inequality, quadratic inequality, how do we deal with it? Okay, so is it clear now for mod? Anyone have any doubt?
No.
Coming back to our question. Now, in this question, the only thing which you guys have to do is, you guys have to understand is, if fx is lying between this and this, minus 8/3 to 8/3, then if I take f inverse on all the sides, then x should lie between this to this. Okay, we already have f inverse of x with us, so we have to find that value, and from there we can get the answer. Okay, so all you need to do is find f inverse of minus 8/3. Find f inverse of 8/3. Right now I'm just telling you the answers directly. You already have f inverse value. This was f inverse. Over here you have to put minus 8/3 and plus 8/3. When you will put minus 8/3, you will get minus 10, and putting plus 8/3 will give us 2. So x is between minus 10 to 2 is the final answer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if this thing is clear, there was one more inequality. Let me just quickly finish with that as well. Okay, look at this question carefully. This is not same as the previous one. This is f of mod x less than 8/3. It is different than mod of fx less than 8/3. We have right now seen this thing, but this question is f of mod x. So first let me tell you what is fx. So fx is 5x, not 5x, it was 4x over 5 minus x. So fx is 4x over 5 minus x. F of mod x will be 4 mod x over 5 minus mod x. I'll just place everything over here and I'll solve it like a normal inequality. Okay, for time being, don't take it like mod. We will consider it in the end. After that, we'll do cross multiplication. 3 goes there, so it will be 12 mod x. 5 minus mod x goes on the other side, so it will be 40 minus 8 mod x. Minus 8 mod x comes to the left, it will become 20 mod x. And here I have 40. Finally, I have mod x less than 2. And now I will use the same logic what we have discussed here. When mod x is less than a, so x will be between minus 2 to 2. Both questions were of mod, but both of them had entirely different approach. This one looks very difficult, but it is very easy. Okay, it's just that you should know how this is to be done. So is it clear, all of you?